Good morning, people. Good morning, YouTube. Hello, everybody. How's everybody doing today? I am on my way to work again, of course. That's my life right now. Today is that day I was telling you about last week that I'm finally gonna go to a doctor. And I totally forgot about it too. Like, I had packed my gym bag. I was like, okay, I'm gonna start going back to the gym. There's a gym in the building I work, and I was taking advantage of it for a little while, but then of course I got sidetracked. So I'm gonna go obviously to the doctor, and I'm a little nervous. Like, I feel like people that go to the doctor after not going to the doctor for a really long time end up finding out that they're like fucking dying or something. So I'll let you guys know tomorrow if I'm dying or not. I mean, we're all dying, right? So yeah, but at a quicker rate, I guess. Anyway, what's exciting about this morning is that we're gonna be watching the Mexico game. So it's the World Cup right now, and I know some people don't give a fuck about soccer, but a lot of us do. And I'm one of those people that soccer, like avid soccer players, hate. Like, I only watch soccer during the World Cup. I could give a rat's ass about it, during the rest of the in between 4 years. But I really fucking like it. I love watching the World Cup because it's just such a, like, you get to see all these countries. You get to see all their soccer players, like the best of the best. And I mean, soccer players are fucking hot. Like, we don't gotta lie. Soccer players are gorgeous. And to watch them, like, go all out is just, like, super entertaining. And, what's it called? I started watching the Mundial maybe 2 World Cups ago. Yeah. And that was when Chicharito started. So if you are not familiar with Chicharito, then you probably don't watch soccer. But his name's Javier Hernandez. He's a Mexican soccer player that I think started playing professionally like in his early 20s. I want to say like, I don't know, 21 or 22. But he was like getting pretty big, and then he was obviously in the Selección Mexico. And oh my god, I remember like seeing him being like, this guy's so gorgeous, like I bet you he's good. And then of course he was. Like, now he's the most famous player in Mexico. And then there's the goalie, Memo Ochoa, who they made all these memes about. Like, they made condom memes about Memo Ochoa because nobody can get past through him, So, and I recently read that he is the second goalie to block all of Germany's shots and all of I forgot what the other team was. It's like a really good team as well. But basically no other goalie has been able to block shots from those 2 teams in the World Cups. And of course Memo Ochoa is one of them. I mean, the second goalie. Like, he's awesome. Let me just say that. And then now there's this new guy. Oh my god. And I remember last year I was watching just the regular Mexico national team. It wasn't the World Cup though, it was like a different cup. And there was this cutie pie, Irving Lozano, and the same thing. I thought like, oh, this guy's so cute, I bet you he's good. And then sure enough, like, now he's in the World Cup, and now he's like kicking ass. So I mean, it's just cool to see that. And so Mexico has like a bad like juju, I guess, of like winning the first 2 games and then just being absolutely caca. But I mean, and that's like where we're at right now. They already won the 2 games against Germany, which nobody saw coming. Like, everybody, like, if you think Germany versus Mexico, like, they even made a meme about it where, the German dog is the German Shepherd and the Mexican dog is the fucking Chihuahua. So they put like a German Shepherd versus a Chihuahua, in like their jerseys or whatever. And I'm like, that's harsh, but it's kind of true. Like, everybody was kind of fearing for their lives, and then out of nowhere you see Germany not score a single goal against Mexico. So Mexico won, and last weekend Mexico beat South Korea. I mean, I don't really know how good South Korea is, but still, fuck it, we won. And today they're playing against Sweden. So, like I said, that was their 2 wins. So for them to win this would just be phenomenal. And I mean, I don't want to jinx it, but I have a feeling they're gonna win. So yeah, I'll let you guys know tomorrow if they win or not. That's pretty exciting stuff. Some people were saying, like, oh yeah, we can't watch the game fucking sober, you know, we gotta bring beers. That's all talk. As much as I would love to, you know, drink on a Wednesday morning, the chances of that are very slim. I mean, unless I took the day off for it. But no, I mean, I am leaving early today. I'm leaving like at noon, and I'm gonna stop at the bank because I have Wells Fargo. I have my bank account at Wells Fargo, and I mean, I've never had any other bank. I don't know, like, I've heard that it's not a good bank. Like, people are like, yeah, you should get a credit union, and I'm like, but how? Like, how do I even do this? Like, this is definitely something that we should have been taught in school, right? Like, because right now, guess what? It's going to be something that someone else who's already done it is going to have to explain to me how to do. Or it's going to be something that I could, just casually bring up to my Wells Fargo representative, and of course he's not going to let it happen. He's going to be like, wait, but we can, you know, wipe your ass for you with cash now. Like, of course they're going to try to keep you in their system. So that's not something I can legitimately ask someone at a bank to help me out with, because they're never going to let you go. They're going to keep hanging on to you however they can. So, I mean, I have, like, my fiance has a credit union, so I'm just like, can I just, like, squeeze my way in that way? Because Wells Fargo sucks. Like, for example, to take out money from Wells Fargo, like to put it into a money order, because that's how I pay my rent. Or, I mean, is it a cashier's check? I don't know. Whichever one doesn't require the name on it right away. I have to pay, like, a certain amount, and it's kind of, like, ridiculous, because it's like I have to pay to get my own money out, and that's so stupid. So the lady who last attended me, the teller, she was like, yeah, next time you're in here, like, make sure you come in with a little bit more time, that way we can update or, like, upgrade your account so that it's like that I don't have to pay the fee. And I'm like, well, that's, like, I'll do that. Of course I'm going to do that now that you told me the secret. But the fact that I can't just wave my hand and be like, this is my money, give it to me now, J.G. Wentworth, that's a shame, you know? Like, I was venting about that to my brother once. I was like, okay, the fucking bank system, man, what's up with that? And he's like, well, yeah, like, welcome to fucking the real life. Like, that's why people hate banks. That's why, and honestly, okay, for the longest time when I was a little bit younger, I refused to get a bank. Like, I would get my paycheck from McDonald's and I would walk to Norgate. If you're not familiar with Norgate, it's like a super Mexican market. Other people might call it Gonzalez Market. It's actually North Gate, but nobody pronounces it like that. It's just Norgate. It's so weird, like, Norgate. I think up north, or up north. Yeah, I think up north or in, like, mid California, it's called Vallarta. Like, it's like the same thing but a different name. It's called Vallarta. It's a super Mexican restaurant. If you like Mexican food and you're not Mexican, I highly recommend you going. If you're Mexican and you're from Southern California, then you fucking know what I'm talking about already. You're like, okay, yeah, Norgate. But if you like Mexican food, like, sometimes, dude, they have food pre-made already. It's fucking great. It's like a Whole Foods, but for Mexicans, without the Whole Food prices. Hence the Mexicans. It's fucking great. But yeah, anyway, I used to go cash my check there, and they'd give me Norgate bucks. That's how I'd pay. Like, they'd give me like 3 Norgate bucks. That way they made sure I'd come back. And, I'd go there sometimes, but I would just give those Norgate bucks to my mom. But yeah, like, so for the longest time, I refused to get a bank account because it was just, something about it just was sketchy. It was my first time getting money, first of all. So now that I had the money, I didn't want to give it to someone else. Like, I would just give it to my mom. I would literally, I would give it to my mom and be like, okay, make sure I don't touch this. That was my bank. My mom was my bank. Some people don't trust their moms. Like, some people, I get it, like, their moms will probably, like, steal their money or, like, be shady or be like, oh, they stole it from me or some bullshit. But hell no, my mom, like, she may lie about a lot of things, but when it comes to money, like, she don't lie. Like no. But yeah, so it wasn't until, I forgot what was, like, I think it was, like, direct deposit, like, somewhere that I worked at, probably the arcade that I worked at, I'm not even 100% sure why I ended up getting a bank. Something was, like stopping me, I guess, I don't know, but my dad ended up saying, like, let's just go to Wells Fargo. So we went to Wells Fargo, and he got me a bank account there. It was like some sort of, like, college style bank account where you can only take out, like, a certain amount. I don't know. See, that's how, like, ignorant I guess I have been to the whole bank situation. That, first of all, I went with my dad to get it, and second of all, I wasn't really even aware of how it was set up. But now I'm like, I need a little bit more insight. So if you're a parent and you have, like, a child who is about to be in that age of managing their own money, I think it's really important that you talk to them about money and how to, go about putting away money in a savings and all that stuff. Because I think, and a lot of you may be on the same page, I think our parents kind of shield us from that, or some of our parents shield us from that because they don't want us to worry about money until, it becomes our own issue, I guess. They don't want us to be aware that that's such a I can't think of, like, the right word for it, but it's such a, like, you could either really fuck it up or you could be, like, good at it. I don't know, but finances, man, it's crazy. Oh god, this car behind me has eyelashes. Look at them go, and then she has a little Princess Peach on the back. Oh my god. So, fun story. Not really fun story, depressing story, but funny now, kind of. So, and I remembered because there's a Princess Peach on the back of that lady's car. I used to have a Princess Peach on the side of my car. I used to have a Kirby, Kirby, Crystal Shards, pink ball. I had them on the back of my car. They're not there anymore. You want to know why? Because my car got stolen earlier this year. Yeah, good times. So, I was in Mexico. My dad took my car to his shop, parked it outside. My dad, he's not old school Mexican. He's a little bit more new wave Mexican. Like, he immigrated and all, but a lot of, like, the ways he thinks and acts are still pretty old school Mexican. And he's that guy that, like, leaves the keys inside the car, puts the music blasting for everybody to hear, his fucking corridos or rancheras or whatever. Anyway, he steps inside his shop, he leaves my car like I just described it, and then he comes back out, and then my car is gone. And he freaks out, like, oh shit, I just lost my daughter's car. And it's funny because when me and my mom asked him, like, because I was in Mexico with my mom, when we asked him, like, why did you even take my car? Like, what the hell? And he was like, oh, I was going to go get it checked. And I was going to, like, he was going to be a good dad and, like, get it, like, checked for me. And that was really sweet, but that backfired on him. So anyway, they ended up finding out that, I guess, so my dad, he works with a lot of people who are kind of sketchy, first of all. They are kind of sketchy. He gives them the opportunity that many employers won't, because he knows, like, you know, like, without papers and whatnot, it's hard to get a job. Anyway, long story short, they end up finding out that it was, like, due to cameras and due to, like, the liquor store down the street, you know, seeing what happened, kind of. They end up finding out that this little fucking druggy chick that's, like, the daughter of one of his employees fucking was rolling by, you know, in that area, and took my car, like, saw the key, saw her chance, and fucking hopped in and took it for a joyride. And, you know, it got really bad. Like, the police got involved, etc., etc. Like, I was on vacation in Mexico at the time, you know, and so my dad sends me a photo of, like, the cop car next to, like, so I guess a few days later they returned it. Yeah. Like, the druggie returned my car. And, yeah, he sends me, like, a picture of the police car next to my car. Back safe and sound. You know, no dents, nothing like that. But the stickers were missing, because obviously they didn't want to be identified. A pair of boots were missing. My Thundercat CD was missing. Like, fuck. That was my, like, Get Through Traffic CD, you know? Like, if you don't know who Thundercat is, he's this, like, musician, producer, lyricist, whatever, from LA. I forgot his real name, but anyway, he has a song on Grand Theft Auto, and that's how I heard about him, because my little brother loves that game. So one day he was, like, playing that song, and I'm like, this is crazy. This is, like, hella synthy, like, hella fun music. So anyway, I ended up getting his latest CD called Drunk. You have to listen to it. It's so fun. It's super funny. Like, it's funny, but it's also good. Like, it's just really he's a really talented artist. And that CD was missing. Like, the case is still here, but that CD is missing. It just hurts, because it's like, who do you ask for that? Who do you say, hey, you owe me that shit? It's not like I can go to my dad and be like, Dad, my shit's missing, you know? Like no. Like, I have to be a little more grateful than that. So it just sucks, because I've never had my car stolen, and now I did. And it's so sad to see, like, the little part where the stickers were, it just left a little imprint on them. And, like, now every time I see that, I just, like, shudder. I'm like, ugh. Like, my poor baby, there was a fucking crazy druggy bitch in here. And, I mean, I heard she ended up in the hospital, and she was, like, foaming at the mouth. And, you know, it sucks. Like, this is why yesterday I was saying, like, I'm not, you know, advocating and saying, like, hey, do drugs. Do it. Because, there you go. That's a perfect example of somebody who took drugs, took it way too much, went down the fucking rabbit hole, you know? Like, it happens. It can happen to you, you little listener. Like, don't do it. But yeah, so my dad still has that habit of leaving his keys inside the car while he steps away from it, and, like, my older brother will not hesitate to throw that in his face, like, oh, you want to get your car stolen again? I don't know why people do that. Like, I have a friend who had a Jeep, a beautiful white Jeep, you know, those, like, high, tall one. I don't even know the model. Sorry, I don't know shit about cars. She was at a gas station. She left the keys in the ignition. First of all, you're not even supposed to do that. I mean, she was just running, you know, to pay, obviously. She wasn't pumping gas when that happened. She was paying for it first. She comes out, she sees, like, an older man hop into her Jeep and drive away with it. And she felt like a dumbass. Because, like, she was a dumbass at the moment. No offense, friend. But she left her keys in the ignition, stepped away from it. Like, you cannot trust people. You cannot trust people. This goes back to the whole LA people are assholes. Yeah, we're assholes, but that's because we're aware of shit. Like, you don't trust nobody. And then again, you don't trust people in California. I'm sorry. Let me say that, because I have heard that, like, in the South, you know, not in the racist South, or maybe even in the racist South, I don't know, but, like, in certain parts of the United States, like, that's not a problem. Like, people are honest people. Like, especially I guess in those towns where everyone knows each other, I think that helps. Like, you have to be honest, because, you know, you really do have a reputation to keep. like, and a name to, like, I guess, put to shame if you were to do some absurd shit like that. Here in, California, you can, like, yesterday, for example, right on the Santa Ana freeway, there was a fucking body found. Like, and it wasn't like someone got hit on the freeway, or maybe it was, I don't know. I didn't, like, they haven't posted, I guess, what the reason was, but, doesn't it freak you out to see people driving and texting? Like, that freaks me out. But then again, here I am talking to you. So yeah, yesterday they found a body. Like, okay, what I'm guessing, because the body was, like, intact, it wasn't like fucking run over ish. I'm guessing somebody, like, must have killed somebody and, like, threw him out their, truck or car or van or whatever, because that's how, like, congested this whole fucking area is that somebody was like, yeah, no one's gonna know it was me, because people be throwing cigarette butts out their car every fucking 5 minutes. So who's gonna notice this body? Like, obviously it must have been at a time when there was, like, not that many cars. But personally, like, if I were to see somebody drop a body from a car, first of all, the first, like, few seconds or half a minute, I would be like, what just happened? I'd be, like, double checking myself, like, am I tripping? But second of all, that person who did that would probably be speeding, so you wouldn't even get to see the license plate. Yeah, you'd see what kind of car it is, maybe, but, like, if you're someone like me who doesn't even know car models, you'd be like, oh, was that a Toyota or was that a Honda? Like, you wouldn't know. That's it. It would be gone in the abyss. Point is, there's so many people here that you can get away with crimes, because no one's gonna know. Out of the thousands, hundreds, millions of people here, you like how I went thousands, hundreds, millions? Yeah. You're never gonna know it was you, like, who the fuck's gonna know? Unless, like, obviously somebody saw you, then you're fucked. But again, no one knows who you are here. Like, California is not one of those places where everybody knows each other. Like, hell no. Nobody knows each other. Nobody even knows how many. One time I Googled how many cities are in California. There's hundreds of cities. Hundreds. I wouldn't be surprised if there's close to, like, 1,000. But, maybe there is. I don't know. But, no, I doubt it. There's, like, 100 something. I checked. But, yeah, like, you could literally get away with a crime because there's so many people. It's nuts. Some researchers did an experiment in Asia where they leave a bag full of goodies, and they leave it, like, slightly open so people can see that there's, like, an iPhone in there, whatever, like some good stuff. They leave it, like, on a bench, on a park bench, and then they put a camera a few feet away. And yeah, the entire day goes by and not a single person goes up to that bag to take it because of honor. Yeah, nobody looked at it. I mean, obviously maybe people looked at it like, oh God, somebody lost their bag, that sucks. But nobody was like, no one's looking, I'm taking that shit. Meanwhile, so my friends went to Europe in high school, and I think one of my friends put her bag down for, I think, maybe fucking 3 minutes because they were going to take pictures or some bullshit. And her other friend even warned her, like, dude, don't leave your bag. And she was like, it's all good. And yeah, sure enough, they stole her fucking bag. And she didn't even know, like, it happened like that, like that. And honestly, like, that sucks that we live in a world where we just can't trust, like, people. And I don't know, it's a trip. But anyway, it is 7:40 right now. So that means I missed the first, like, half basically of the soccer game. So when I get to the office, I'm praying to God that, honestly, that we are up, because this is it. This is the World Cup that Mexico's gonna win, So yeah, I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. I'll let you guys know how my doctor's visit went. Just pray for your girl, because as I do recall, the doctor's office is a very lengthy, ordeal. So, luckily now, I have earphones. I brought my notebook. I didn't bring my crossword puzzles. I should have done that. But I'm not too good at crossword puzzles. Who the fuck am I kidding? But still, I brought some stuff to distract myself with. I brought my book, Animal Farm. I know that was a book a lot of people read in high school, but that was actually a book I didn't read in high school. And I did read a lot, so that says something. But yeah, I will let you guys know how it goes. Have a wonderful day. Bye.